assistance is run by a bunch of investment bankers, and their modus operandi.
Hello, I'm Fernando Luque, editor for Morningstar in Spain, and today I'm joined by Danlevy. Dan is a product specialist of multi-asset at Amundi, and he's also the product specialist for the Amundi Patrimoine. Thank you for being here, Dan.
Thanks to you.
My first question, Dan, is about the Amundi Patrimoine. The term patrimoine implies that the fund is flexible and that the fund is focused on capital preservation. But what are the other characteristics of this fund?
First, buenos dias, and thank you for this interview. You're right, the fund has a double objective. The first objective is to get a long-term consistent return of 5% on an annualized basis on 5 years investment horizon. That's what we call a long-term consistent return. And the second objective is to be able to cushion market drawdowns as much as possible. And to be able to do that, to have both returns, to be opportunistic on markets, but also to have a conservative approach, to do that you need flexibility in your asset allocation. It means flexibility in the assets you are going to pick up and to invest in your portfolio, but also the overall exposure to risky assets. When there's a crisis on the markets, the most important thing is to be safe, safe assets, to have safe assets. And to do that, the most efficient way is to sell risky assets and to go on cash. So the fund is really very, very flexible. We can have from 0 to 100% exposure to risky assets. We are only investing in liquid assets such as equities, fixed income, and currencies. We avoid everything else that could be too much risky for our clients.
Mm-hmm. Okay, you mentioned that the fund is really flexible, that it could be 0% and 100% invested in risky assets. But how is the fund positioned right now in terms of the big asset classes?
We have two main investment themes in the portfolio. The first theme is the hunt for yield. You know that currently money market in Europe has a negative rate. And besides, interest rates we can find on bonds are very, very low. So we need to find the yield for our clients. To do that, we are invested more than half of the portfolio on fixed income part, some bonds with a high yield. We can find this yield with, of course, high yield instruments, but also emerging market debt, being very careful on the currency risk on emerging markets, of course, and some as well investment grade in Europe. Long-term investment grade with appreciated level of risk and returns.
And also,
sorry. That's the first theme. And the second investment theme we have in the portfolio is that we are very, very confident on equities and mainly on Eurozone equities. Why do we favor equities? For many reasons. The first is that you have a global growth of 3%. And you need to benefit from this global growth. The second reason is that you have on the market easy money for people, easy money for corporates, and easy money for governments. So you have the good instruments, the good feeds to nurture the growth on markets, and this is positive for equities. Mm-hmm. So that's why we are favorable to equities as the main theme of the portfolio today.
Okay, you have already mentioned that you are positive on Eurozone equities, but what type of equities, I mean in terms of regions, maybe in terms of sectors, is the manager favoring right now?
The main focus concerning equities is on the Eurozone, you're right. Within the Eurozone, we have a bias towards growth securities, growth stocks. We like also companies playing in the game of mergers and acquisitions. So we try to play this bet as well in the portfolio. But we need the portfolio to be diversified as much as possible. We need decorrelation within the portfolio. For this reason, we have diversification on international equities. It includes US equities for their defensive stance. And as well, we are invested in emerging market equities and Japanese equities. Japanese equities because they benefit from the weakness of the yen today, and on emerging market equities according to the valuation. The valuation on emerging market is very attractive, and we want to benefit from that for our clients.
Okay, Dan, thank you very much for your view on the Amundi Patrimoine. Thank you.
Thanks to you.
Thank you.
Is run by amazing investment bankers, and their modus operandi